Time to get sauced up. Time to get sauced up. Time to get sauced up. Super Saiyan Jutsu. Yeah. Time to get sauced up. Let's go. Time to get sauced up. Time to get sauced up. Super Saiyan Jutsu. Yeah. Shouts out to everyone helping me keep the lights on over on the Patreon. That's where I have uncut reactions and exclusive content that does not come here to YouTube. Also, did you know we have a Discord community and also a Twitch channel where I go live reading manga and manhwa and also doing live reactions? You might want to join that. And last but not least, if you want to catch reactions here on YouTube early, become a channel member. Other than that, let's get this rocking. Guys, I am so excited. Dragon Ball Daima Episode 1 dropped some crazy lore gems. And I'm talking about two crazy ones today that I think are going to be tying in Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and the future of the series. Now, the first one I think is probably the most obvious one. And we're going to be talking about the demons. Now, we learned this early on in the episode, Dagesu being Supreme Kai's younger brother, knowing that the Kai is the Kai and his brother is a demon, finding out that pointy-eared beings are from the demon realm. Now, this one was so crazy because of all of the other characters that we know that have pointy ears, namely the Namekians. And we also found out in this episode that the Namekians were from the demon realm. Now, this is one of those things that I feel like they could potentially retcon the whole Namekian history in Dragon Ball. And the reason why I say that is, if you guys don't remember or have never seen the actual Dragon Ball series, Piccolo's original name was Demon King Piccolo. Now, they can either retcon where Demon King Piccolo came from, or something that I feel is probably more the case is Demon King Piccolo being a descendant from an actual Demon King Namekian from the demon realm. Maybe his predecessor left the demon realm and created a planet called Planet Namek in the outer world. And seeing Neva being thousands of years old and being able to summon the Dragon Balls like it was no problem shows that there's abilities that have been lost over the millennia from the descendants that came from the demon world into the outer. This is kind of wild because it's opening a whole new world, so to speak, for the Nameks, specifically Piccolo, and how is he going to tie into Daima and or potentially his future after Dragon Ball Super. And we're going to get into that a little later. Now, I'm going to be really excited to see what more we get in terms of lore building when it comes to the Nameks, when it comes to the other demons, the Supreme Kais, and so on, because there's got to be more than just the little nugget that we're getting from episode 1 in terms of the demons. But there was something else in this episode that really caught my attention, and I think it was kind of under the radar. If you guys saw my reaction, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I had to actually stop the reaction and read it again because I was like, hold on, what did he say about the Majin? Hold on. So Goma and Dagesu are talking about the wishes that they're wanting to make. And Goma says that he has to worry about his coronation. He has to worry about the speeches he has to make to the other 3 demon worlds and appealing to the Majin. Very interesting. 1, who is the Majin? What is the Majin? The reason why I'm saying that is this could be interpreted a couple of ways. Is the Majin a person? Or is it a people? Are the Majin like the celestial dragons? Are they a type of elite race? Because anytime we've heard Majin, it had to do with Babidi in Majin Buu, or putting an M on Deborah, or Majin Vegeta. Now, the reason why I'm leaning more towards a people is because what is said earlier in the episode. So Dagesu and Goma are watching Goku and Vegeta fight. And Goma is like, how are their beings this strong in the outer world? Dagesu then says, maybe they're Majin. Goma says, nah, that can't be right. Look at their ears. Now, at the beginning, I thought that was a throwaway comment, right? But then he talks about, well, they're flying around. They shoot light out of their hands, and it seems that they use magic. Now, in my head, I'm like, okay, what does that mean, right? Again, throwaway comment, not really sure what it means. Later on, when we have Degesu and Goma and Deva land on the lookout, and they're talking to Dende saying, oh, you know, you're from the demon realm. Look at your ears. I was like, okay, the demon realm have pointy ears. If you're a demon, you have pointy ears. That's what we have found out so far, at least in this episode. But then he said, look at his ears, they're round. And I'm like, all right, well, he doesn't have pointy ears. They just like look like human ears. But then I looked at Babidi, and then I looked at Majin Buu. And then I was like, hold on. There's 3 other demon worlds they stated in this episode. So my thought is, I wonder if the Majin is a race of people and they have those circular holed ears. Now, why is this interesting? Why would this be so interesting? There is another extremely powerful, maybe the most powerful being in Dragon Ball Super outside of the gods of destruction and angels. That person being FRIEZA. What does FRIEZA look like? He has those same holed ears, those circular ears. In my head, we've seen things in the past of Beerus not liking FRIEZA, saying, I would have had to kill him myself, knowing that he could potentially become this crazy threat. In my head, it's like, is Beerus aware of the Majin? I would assume he would be. And then at the same time, I'm like, that would be really interesting if Frieza's race is also from the demon realm. If they are just that type of, you know what I'm saying, actually would fit Frieza in my head of like, yeah, you're a demon. You're a demon for sure. And this goes back to the theory that I had about Daima in the first place. I think that Daima is created to fill a lore void for what's going to happen after the current Dragon Ball Super anime. We obviously know what happens in the Granola arc, in Gas, in Black Frieza. But in my head, I'm like, if something has to do with demons or the demon realm after Black Frieza has appeared, it would be really cool to maybe set this up way before, right after the Buu saga in Dragon Ball Daima, where you're actually getting a lot of this information. This could be a really good way of, once this is done, going back into Super, having the anime continue, having, you know, the manga continue as well, and building on some of the lore, because potentially they're just tapping on and touching on the demon realm with just this one world in Goma, as opposed to the other 3 demon worlds and the Majin. So we could just be getting a, you know, tip of the iceberg, so to speak, in Dragon Ball Daima, which also could lead to something with Piccolo. We saw Piccolo's new form, unlocking all this new power of his in Dragon Ball Super Hero. Is that tying to his demon background, his demon essence? This is what I was saying before, is I think what we're getting in Daima is to support the things that are coming in the future for Dragon Ball Super, or whatever the new series will be after the current Dragon Ball Super series that we currently have. But I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this. What are your guys' thoughts? What are your theories? The beautiful thing about Dragon Ball Daima for me right now is there's no supporting manga. So we're getting fresh, new story for us to theorize, talk about. So I want to know your guys' theories, your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have a great idea, a great theory, let me know, and I actually might make a video on it. There's a ton of stuff in this first episode that I still want to talk about. And maybe I'll chat with people like Geekdom and some other people and do a video to see what they think about some of these theories. I'd love to know their thoughts as well. Other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.